Hi guys, today is January 26th. So today is Friday. So yesterday is Thursday. So Donald Trump was saying that, oh, I want the US dollar to get stronger and get stronger because the currency is too weak and it's weak for economy, stuff like that. There's a plan behind that, and there's a reason. I've told you guys in the previous video how the US dollar is going down will affect the relationship between other countries. But in fact, if it's going down or depreciate, then the economy and the export in the United States will be really good, right? But that is in the expense of all other countries, especially if they have any issues about with the North Korea and Iraq, countries like that, is really bad. So looking at the US dollar, you will may understand the story. So I believe few months ago, I was saying that this is really a strong bottom. So no matter it's going to see is the bottom or it's going to rebound, you should long the US dollar, right? So at this point, I would say that, oh, it could come back down, but the only two biggest expense that they have to pay is to exchange into return. Is what? The return is if the US dollar is depreciating like that. It's pretty crazy, pretty insane. So it's really hard to say that a currency is not manipulated, right? So it's just not just Chinese or other countries all controlling currencies. The United States have their way, or other countries can control the currency. That's the fact, right? So this is going down south really fast. So the only one thing in exchange is their export. The export in United States, their trading deficit will become less or even have a chance of earning money, making profit. But in return, there are two expenses. The first one, they may trigger any issues with other countries because all the trading system for the biggest currency that we're using now is US dollar. So if US dollar getting so weak, in a sense that people from Germany and Chinese buying things from United States would be cheaper, but people from US buying things elsewhere will be really expensive, right? So it's making the expense, it's paying in the expense of Chinese, Germany, and other countries. Their export would be really bad. Let me show you the example. So we can look at the figures. So right now, the forecast for the trade balance is, oh, let me look at it this way. We can check all the major export countries that United States is dealing with. So we will understand which countries are going to hate United States if the US dollar is going down. And if that can be solved, it's war, right? So Donald Trump was taking this chance to declare war or worsen the relationship. And in order for the US dollar to depreciate that much so they can earn money from the export, which is exactly what he said in 1 year ago, that he will make sure the export will be doing good. So you say that how he could control the currency, or how can you prove that he's manipulating the currency, right? Yes, I can, but it's a common sense. But even so, he didn't do anything to make it strong until yesterday, right? I'm going to fix this point. So the major countries we can look at the export. So these are the countries that United States are earning money from. The biggest one is Canada, Mexico, China, Japan, UK, Germany, and all other EU countries, right? So that's exactly the point. So looking at that, you will see that, oh, why yesterday, not 1 week ago or next week? He will be this crazy. Why not last week, right? It's today, because just a little bit more than 1 week later, all the major countries that I have listed to you will be announcing their last month trade balance. For example, Germany is announcing it February 8th. The Chinese, which is the other biggest economy, is February 8th. So, and also we can look at UK, which is number 4, right? It's going to have a deficit, right? It's still having deficit. Canada is also deficit, and you can look at the dates, it's even earlier, February 6th. So everything is going to be a deficit. And look at Germany and Chinese, almost the only two countries that are making trading surplus. The forecast is a lot less. For example, for Germany, is around 3 billion less. and the Chinese is around 10 to 20 billion less, right? It's all because of the United States, the US dollar going south, depreciating that much. That is definitely going to affect the export. That's something that we understand. That's the game behind all the control, the currencies. The only countries that can fully and fluently control the currencies and the military weapons in global scale, and no one can complain about it. That is the biggest country. For example, United States and Chinese, right? So, of course, it can depreciate to 80 or 70, right? But again, the risk of declaring a war is higher and higher. So Donald Trump's strategy is always pushing the games to the edge that you won't go and fight me. You can kind of hate me, but it's time to fix it. He can wait for March figure, April figures, May, but there must be an ending, right? So if he gonna choose that has to be an end in February, it may as well he just took lots of advantages already, right? So he would say that he would only have a little bit more than 1 week left to fix it. So they can raise the interest rate, they can make a beautiful figures of a stronger economy of United States, or he can just say it in front of everyone, saying that I need the US dollar to be stronger and stronger and stronger. It's just like the song, right? What doesn't kill me make you stronger. It's exactly happening to the US dollar, right? So after we understand all this, right? So I'm not sure we have to believe him for 100% or anything, but at least it's going to happen. It's now or later, okay? So any stocks and industry that you are investing is not about excluding United States. For example, Malaysia, Chinese, the currency will be against the US dollar, right? It will be appreciating. For example, renminbi, Taiwanese, Singapore, Japanese yen, they all get stronger. So the only thing you look for is the good banking industries, good insurance stocks, and also the property stocks listed in other major countries, not US. Okay, so no, this it's the other way around. You should look at US banking, for example, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, and biggest insurance company, for example, Geico. Maybe you can look at Manulife, but they have their sales 40% in United States, 20% in Canada, and property stocks. But for other countries, because the currency will going to be weaker against US dollar, right? So you should look for export. For example, exporting tables, furnitures. For example, in Australia, there's I think it's Nikkei Furnitures. I really like it. And or for example, in Germany, let's say BMW, Mercedes-Benz, right? Red Bull, Adidas, stuff like that. In Chinese, they're the biggest China construction company. You can nail down the direction of what to invest. And if you look at the Forex, for example, I will only trade Forex, or I want a short-term return on speculation to review to you guys. After this neckline, this pattern is broken below, I will tell you, I've told you already, the target should be the arrow, which is at least going down to 89.75. That's I talked about in 2 weeks before. And if you did the short position and also have the long position of Europe, I've also marked down the arrow, which is almost to the target, almost, right? This is around 1.26. The highest was already 1.253, right? So if you're not speccing too much, if your margin level is too low, that your leverage is too high, this kind of little fluctuation will not push you out. But again, I said that if you doing high leverage trading, whenever you hit the triangle, you should sell it. And also the goal, right? Look, it's broken above the target was 1330. Okay, so the neckline, we call it neckline, is around 1350. It's all staying above. Okay, right now the markets are open. It's now 1354. So in the current 1 or 2 days, if it keep on staying above this line, it's pretty good. You see, there's a really big arrow pointing. The ultimate target should be 1680. I know you would say that what were you talking about? just leave it here, right? I won't explain it too much, and I just leave it here. And before that, we have many stages in between. We can cut profit anytime, right? That's okay. But something that you shouldn't miss, if you miss the game plan behind, you will always do something and invest something later, okay? That means the return will be less, the risk will be higher. So that's basically my update. It's at night in Hong Kong. Should be morning in Canada and US. So if you have any questions, please leave questions in the comment box below and subscribe and also like my Facebook page. I'll see you next time. Investing Made Easy.